Hello, viewers. Welcome to Shantia's Haven, a platform where we talk about the family, everything that has to do with the family. Today on Shantia's Haven, we'll be talking about some little things that we easily forget as parents. Being a parent for some years now, I realized there were some little mistakes or some oversights, or being even a child in our own home, there were some oversights that I realized in our home. In case you are in your house as a parent and right in front of your children, you slump, let's put it in a way, you collapse or you just fall. Have you told your children what they can do or what do you think will happen? Some children will shout, some will cry, some will just stand and looking at you. Today on Shantia's Haven, we want to know what we can do when these kind of things happen. First of all, I would like you to put in the comment section what were your reactions when you realized something, especially medical, that you have never experienced before. My own experience, once in school, I was in high school, and suddenly in class, I heard somebody, I was scared. I didn't know what that meant. I'd never seen it. I've never heard nothing. Then I saw children running around. Where's her spray? Where is this? And I was looking at them. I didn't know. Then later on, they told me she had an asthma attack. I'd never heard about it. I'd never seen it manifest. Nothing like that. I knew nothing about it. A second time in the dormitory. At night, I was asleep. I heard some funny sounds. So I didn't understand what the sounds were. The first thought was that I was scared. Maybe it's some witchcraft or something that is happening in our dormitory. But then I realized that somebody had cyanosis. That's how they called it then. I don't know. So they turned on the light and the children around already knew what to do and they did what they had to do. I don't know. I don't know what they did, but those were two things I had never heard about. I had never experienced. I'd never seen it until I was in high school. Can you imagine? I was about 16 years old. That's when I realized, I saw some of those things. Yes, there are some children today who are older than the 16 years I was some years back. And they have no clue about some certain things. Dear parents, while at home, it is very, very important to open this topic, medical topic in your home. Discuss it with your children. Discuss it with those around you. As a parent, as you grow older, some sicknesses just come on you because of age. It is important to discuss with your children what you're going through. If you're hypertensive, let them know. If you have asthma, let them know. If you have some illnesses, some things that the doctors have told you in the hospital, it is important to let your children or those who live with you in the house to know all of these things, your medical history. It's also important for your children and those who live with you to know where your medical records are kept, in case you have a hospital book, in case you have some things that the doctors have told you. If you've put them somewhere like a file, medical file or history, kept somewhere in your house, show them these things. You never know when that will save you, because you may land in a situation where they need to know your medical reports and they have no clue. They ask your children, I don't know where she kept her book. I don't know where they keep the books in the house. I don't know. And it can land you somewhere. You can even die because they go and give you the wrong drugs in the hospital. I'm not a medical person, but I have asked questions around and I got some advice on what to do. One of these advice, it's also important to have first aid box in the house. What would your first aid box comprise of? You should have painkillers inside. We deal with children every now and then, painkiller inside. You should have something like betadine or something for wounds. It's common in the house, wounds. You should have plaster in the house. You should have bandage in the house. You may sprain yourself. You should have a balm where you can use to massage. These are just some first aid, some things you just do before you rush to the hospital. You should also have some basic medication, basic drugs in the house. This one now would depend on the country you find yourself in, because there are some countries where you cannot have that unless it's prescribed by a medical person. And if it is actually necessary, go to that medical person to prescribe and you get it. first aid is always important in the house. Have a kit where you have some of these things in the house, because what if your child has a crisis or gets sick or something serious is happening to somebody at night where there is no pharmacy on call around you? Maybe the pharmacy on call is really far, or maybe the hospitals or the hospitals are far and you can't get there on time. What will you do? That's what is going to help. So as parents, parents are also medical people. So we must make friends with medical doctors. I had a friend who used to say, in your life, when getting friends, get a police officer, get a lawyer, get a medical person, get a pastor as a friend, and get a rich tycoon as a friend. Well, get a medical person's advice on some things you should keep in the house for first aid, just in case. Know your children's electrophoresis. Know whether they are AS, they are SS, they are AA. That's to do with sickle cell. We have had embarrassing situations where two people meet, they're about to get married, they go now to go and check, and then they realize that they were all carriers. Imagine how far they've gone and they have to break up and start all over. So if you know them, you can talk to your children while they are growing up. Let them know if there is any child who is a carrier, if there's any child who has sickle cell, if there's a child who is healthy, let them know, and they should know these differences. Some of us are not yet there. We're not yet perfect. So we are still teaching our children these things bit by bit. So don't think, oh, wow, Shansia knows it all and she has told her children all of this. They don't know all of these things I'm telling you. So we are still working on it so that they should get it into their systems and know it. Another thing that we should teach our children is the blood group. They should know your blood group as a parent, and also know their blood groups, and know whether they are donors and where they can donate blood and where you can donate. Get a lesson, teach them about these things. If you don't know, get a friend who knows these things to teach your children. We are running closer to the end of the school year, and then we shall have some holidays. You may want to organize these kind of lessons during your holidays in your home as a family and teach these children these things. It is important that we know our medical history. If any of your children has something as a medical history, talk to them about it. But don't make them use it against you, or don't make them manipulate you because, oh, I'm like this, I'm this, and then you make as if the child is dying. No, let that child know you're a normal child. It's just that you have this issue, and we can solve it in this way or in that way. It is important to know our medical history. It's important to advise our children on what to do when something happens. There is a book I once saw, Where There Is No Doctor. So here we are saying, parents, where there is no doctor, what do you do? Teach your children some of those basic first aid, and you will not regret it. Thank you for watching Shansia's Haven. If I've missed out on any that you think is very important, put it in the comment section. See you some other time. And remember to always leave it better than you met it. Bye-bye.